Nobody came from nowhere. We all have a story to tell. The glory is here, and many more we will surely share. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's meet your artist, Art, the celebrity corner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the celebrity corner. Yes. I'm super excited to be here live here in Nedu-Ville studio. And of course, you already know that we are in touch back to back with the Prophetic Encounter Radio all the way in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the house today, and we want to welcome. His name is
Apostle Nes.
Apostle Nes. Apostle Nes, how are you doing?
I'm cool.
Okay, Apostle Nes, is this your name, like your stage name, or is this your real name? How are you addressed, like your artist name?
Yeah, my name is Apostle Nes. That is my real name, but the apostle there is an identity. But the name Nes is my real name.
Okay, I like to ask you: are you an apostle? Are you like we have the bishop, pastors, and apostle? Are you an apostle? It's just a name.
Not really just a name. I think that's just my identity.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an identity.
How do you feel today, sir?
I am very good. I'm good. It's
Okay.
a privilege to be here.
We'd like to ask you a quick question now. What is music to you?
Well, to me, music is an expression, a deep expression of worship and praise to God Almighty.
Okay, now, if you say it's an expression of praise and worship to God, we say music. What is music? Okay, are you trying to now also tell me that, some of the song that we hear, on the other side is also an expression of praise and worship?
Oh, that's where I got it wrong. Then let me bring it this way. Maybe that is a part. I just gave a part explanation.
Yes.
Now let me make it general.
Okay.
Music is an expression. Is an expression. I think that should be the true definition for music. Is an expression, because it is ramified into different ways.
Expression of what, sir?
Expression of worship, or expression of experience, or expression of ideas, or expressions of environmental things you see around. It influences you to speak out. And instead of just saying it out, you have to put it into music. So music itself is wider than what we can explain. Let me just use that word.
It's like a means to communicate an idea.
A means of communication, yeah.
Yes, okay, I get that beautifully now. Now, if there was no music for you, if there was no music in the world, I know you are a gospel musician, and that's why you said music initially is an expression of praise and worship. I know we're talking in the terms of gospel music right now, okay?
Yeah.
Now, if there was no music in the world, what do you think would have been an option for you? What other gifts or areas you think you would have looked at if there was no music?
Well, like for example, I have been a dancer from the age of 12. I've been a very good Michael Jackson fan. I'm a break dancer, so had been music. Let me say, has been music was not into existence. I think the dance should have been able to project me. But somebody might say, how can you dance without music?
Yes.
That would be the next question.
Yes.
The truth is this: when David danced before the Lord, there was no music.
Yes.
He was just dancing.
Yes.
I can't remember if he danced to Steve Cram's song or to Nathaniel Bassey. I think there was nothing like that.
There was nothing
So
like Nathaniel
he was
Bassey
just,
there.
he said he was playing before the Lord. So
Yeah.
let me use the word, I should have played before the Lord.
Yes. Wow. Awesome. Okay, now I like to find out from you. You see, can we know how this journey started and how far it's been for you? We'd like to share your experiences. We'd like to know how it's been. First of all, I want to ask you, were you ever, people say, secular musicians. Is there anything like, do you believe in anything like secular? This is secular, this is gospel. I think this also relates to the question I asked you earlier on,
Yeah.
to say, okay, what is music?
Yeah.
What's your definition? Secular, some people say there's secular music. Oh, are you of the type that says, oh, the secular music is a worldly music? Don't listen to that, And then, so what can you say about this?
To me, music is music. The expression of what comes from you is what matters. For example, a pastor can come out as a man of God and tell somebody you are stupid. The word sounds secular, but it's a man of God. So when you talk about music in general, music stands to be one. But what you are expressing from your mind is what matters. For example, a Nigerian singer, they call him a secular singer, Orishefemi. Mercies of the Lord come down for your children. That is a prayer.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a gospel song, but it's a secular singer. So
Yes.
it is all about expression. There's nothing like secular. There's nothing like a
So,
Christian
so
music.
some people will say because it's coming from a secular artist now,
Artist.
that means it's a secular song.
It's a secular song, which is wrong.
Yeah,
Which is wrong.
I get that part. Meanwhile, the message is gospel.
Sure.
It's a prayer.
Sure.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I get that. I get that. I get that. All right. So, this is that topic is a very very sensitive topic.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
come back there.
Definitely.
You know, as we go on. So, I'd like to ask you, how's the journey been for you? Tell us a little bit of a story. Has there been any time of regrets? There any time of excitement? And what has been your peak points and your happy points and your sad moments? We'd like to know your story.
As touching the music.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One of the things that got me upset when I started this journey, one of the things I experienced is that most at times when you have dreams to push on, people you rely on to help your dream, most at times they will definitely turn their back on you, in the sense that, one, not everybody understands what you are doing. You are the only person that understands what you are doing first. So I could not project the explanation to the people in such a way that they would understand. So I passed through some challenges, in the sense that I knew what I was doing, but I could not express it for people to come to my aid. So I passed through tough time in the time of composure and the time of recording. For example, when it came to recording, after I have already arranged myself and planned everything to go to the studio, one issue will come up, the money will go. It is only when you move to a certain state and some people say, wow, what this person is doing, I think I'm interested. That is when Destiny Helper comes in. But at the beginning, Destiny Helper does not exist. So these are some of the things I passed through. So to me, my experience was that nobody to support us at first. Then secondly, I started pushing on. But most at times I will do music. When I get home, I will discover that one part of the song is flat. And we have to go back again. After adjustment, I will discover another part is flat. So those were the experiences I passed through. But by the grace of God, I think I've been able to overcome those parts.
How long have you been doing music, sir? Like gospel music? How long have you been?
I've been composing songs on my own since I was 12. Yeah.
Now, wait. Do you have a mentor? Do you have somebody who is like training you, putting you through, and stuff like that?
Well, my story is a wide one, but I will just try and summarize it because of time. If there should be anybody I should call my mentor, I think it should be Jamos. I love to praise you. I think it should be the one, because I studied about Jamos and I discovered that music is not just about opening your mouth to sing. The passion, the work is a kind of person that if you study more about Jamos, you will discover that he's a man that disciplined himself and was able to get, I think he has won different award. If you check it very well, he has won different award, different Grammy and all that. So I think Jamos is the best man. When you talk about voice training, he's there. In fact, if I want to do voice training, most of the times I play his songs. The way he climbs notes. In fact, I think Jamos is my mentor. Let me use that word. He's a mentor.
Where you I know that when it comes to training and stuff, the choir must have also played a role in many artists who have become somehow the choir, church choir. Can you tell us some of your experiences, the church choir, that if maybe you were in any of them, and how much they also affected your musical career?
The choir, they've really been of help to me in my musical career, in part. Let me use the word in part. In the sense that not all the choristers understood my kind of music, because I'm into foreign music. It was just of reason I started moving the Nigeria accent kind of songs along. If not, most people, when they heard my song, they were like, are you the one that composed this song, or is this person? There was a time I was singing the choir. They said, you sing like Nathan Ebasi. Why not just try and sing like him? Just follow his pattern. The choir helped me in the sense that they encouraged me. The people that understood my kind of songs, they encouraged me, they backed me up. And through there, I was able to balance some certain sounds. Yeah.
I have a very sensitive question. You know, in our church choir today, looking at the way it is in our country, in Nigeria, you see, I don't know how it is over there, you know, outside this country, but I think it's almost a general situation. Now, the thing is this: a lot of big artists emerged from the choir.
Okay.
The choir probably must have played key roles in their trainings and stuff, but at the end of the day, they came through the choir. But you see that little or nothing is given back to the choir. Of course, they're not going to remain there
Yeah.
because maybe God has elevated them above, but little or nothing is given back. So the choir just becomes that place, that pathway for, and then it's helping to train, to develop singers, but to a large extent, especially in this part of the world where we are, we don't have choir that you can say this choir is I mean is top notch, and is this choir, they know what they're doing, mind blowing. Back in the days, yeah, when we were growing up, it was more of the music. Our music was revolving around the choir thing,
Yeah.
choir stuff,
Yeah.
but now it's a whole lot of solo work, and individuals doing their thing. You get. Now, my question in this is, what can you say about uh, this process? The choir, people go through the choir, and then but the choir remains the same. I don't know if you understand
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying.
understand.
The
It's as
choir
if
is
not,
looking like,
they're not
okay,
appreciated, they're not elevated. Since
Yeah.
you are up, the choir is supposed to be up.
Yeah, the
with
choir is
your
look-
influence.
Yeah, the choir is looking like just there,
Yeah.
and then it's just there, yeah. But but there are great and mighty people who has evolved from the choir. You get,
Yeah.
but the choir is still not as
Yeah, I
So
got
what can
you.
say,
I
yeah?
got you. The thing is this. This question points back to religion, tradition, and principles in churches. Number one, the choir is not really the issue. The foundation, or let me say the synergy of the choir, lies in the resident or the founder of that very ministry. Because there is no choir outside the church. So long the choir is in the church, it has to do with religion.
True.
Now, the belief and the perspective of either the resident pastor of that church or the founder is what will determine how the person that was elevated by the choir, how he will move them alongside. For example, if I am a member of Saint AYZ Church, for example, and now through the help of the choir, I was elevated, and now I am known all over the world. At least I should have the influence to say, let me make this choir known. Let me project this choir
Yes.
alongside,
Probably
because this
do
is
a
my source.
song, collaborate
Yeah,
with the choir,
yeah,
like
with the
it.
choir, this is
Yeah.
my source. The question now is, what will the resident pastor say? This is where the issue comes in. Most pastors, they don't take that. Once you tell them that I want to project the choir, they will tell you, as a well-known artist that is known all over the world, all over the nation, that until you come and join the choir again and be a normal choir member, I will not permit that, which is wrong.
Oh yeah, I can relate. Yeah.
Which is wrong. So
Yes.
it's the religion, the principle, and the tradition of that ministry that matters.
That's a key point. That's a key point. That's a key point. That means if we have some flexible pastors who understand some of these things, some things will just work
Definitely.
easily. Yes. I want to also add up this to what you've just said, to say, to a large extent, it's just like growing a tree, and you don't want to trim anywhere. You get,
Yeah.
and you expect the tree to grow very
Never.
well. Whether you like it or not, some persons get big to that level where they just need to detach for others to grow.
Sure.
But you should now know how to merge these two together, to know how to, that's that collaboration, to see how this can help that to grow. I like what you just said. There's a whole lot that we're learning right now. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back on your face after this commercial break, and we're just going to hit the song of Apostle Nes briefly, and we're back on your face to round off this discussion. Thank you very, very much.
You made me celebrate. It is you, Jesus, that made me celebrate. My life is resting in your arms. Forever will climb and make a joyful sound. Jesus is.
All right, welcome back, Apostle Nes, to Nedu-Ville studio, and of course, in collaboration with the Prophetic Encounter Radio in New York City. It is called the Celebrity Corner. You're welcome back on this interview.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. All right, now I hope you're learning a lot, listeners. I hope you're learning a lot from what we're discussing. This is very, very important because little discussions like this, when we have them to a large extent, has a way of shaping and arranging the things that we go through, and then correcting some things that should be corrected in our systems, in our churches, and to help gospel music make more meaning and more sense, so that we can be more relevant in the things that we do. And even the gospel music artists, will be happy with what they're doing. We have a lot of artists who left the gospel music to the secular, or what we could call, the secular. So let's just call it secular. We know that, okay, music is music, yeah, but when I say secular in this context now, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I'd like to ask you, have you ever been tempted to move from the gospel to do other songs? Because it appears that the other songs where people sing on babes and glorifying boobs and stuffs like that, it appears as though these things sell faster, and the world just wants to see or hear something that will just intrigue them to dance, and as long as it's talking about party and all of that, they're happy about it. Now, have you ever been tempted to do something like, just maybe because you want to be famous or something, you just want to get out there? Have you been tempted to do this?
Well, I have actually been tempted, but not to the fullest. I have been tempted in the sense that whenever I see let me use the word as they call it, secular singers making wave, and if you look at most of them, the people that are sponsoring some of these people, these are people who don't even know the name of God. They are not born again. I keep asking myself, if these people called secular singers, if they can love each other this way and they are able to cater for each other, even when they have no source or no means of pushing their music, somebody will just come from nowhere who is not born again, will push them in the secular and they are making wave. This should be more in the church, in the body of Christ. So since nobody was ready to understand what I meant, I was like, should I even try it? Should I test it or should I try it? Let me just, though I already made a plan, but at the other way around, a voice told me, this is not your part. This is not your, else I think I should have done that, because when it comes to dance, I'm a good dancer by the grace of God. I dance very well. And again, in this secular aspect of a thing, to me, those people who are leaving the church and going there, they are not wrong. Do you know why? I would say they are not wrong in the sense that if a child is walking towards the fire and there's nobody to stop the child will definitely fall in.
True.
That is the truth. So the church needs to understand this part. Need to understand this very part. The people, they are like babe. Apostle Paul called them those that are still taking the milk. They have heard about Christ, but they are not fully strong. So they need people who are eating the bone to help them. Because of their discouragement in the body of Christ, they went into the secular and they are doing well. They are making wave. So what do you have to tell such people? You couldn't lay a foundation for them in the body of Christ. Now the secular has laid it for them. So what can you do about it? I think love is what we need in this aspect. Love.
Yeah. Okay. Now, why do you think that amongst the gospel musicians, gospel artists, why do you think that let's call them, let's still maintain the word the secular, the secular musicians here in this context, you understand?
Yeah.
Now, it seems as if there's synergy, there's relationship, there's understanding, even more than me and you, that is gospel musicians.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it, it seems as if these people cooperate more than gospel musicians. What do you think is the problem there?
The problem there is religion. I will explain. Religion is the problem there. In the secular, as I said, religion does not exist. Because there you see different ethnic groups in the secular. The Muslim, the Hindus, all of them, they are joined together. And they don't even talk of religion. But in Christianity, religion and tradition, this is the major problem we are having. In the sense that in the church, I've seen many cases of this. I know most people won't understand what I'm trying to say. A pastor will be jealous of a good singer in the church. When they know that the singer is good, like for example, there are some singers that have prophetic gifts. Let me tell you the truth.
True.
Yeah.
True.
When they are singing, things happen. They see such singer as a threat. There's no way that person can focus in that calling of the ministry, of the music. He can't pay focus. because of the experiences and things around, criticism and all that. In the secular, let me tell you the truth, you hardly see secular singers criticizing themselves, because outside the gospel music, religion does not exist. But in the Christendom, religion exists and tradition is being made every day. This one will tell them, this is Saint AA Church. Our tradition is you don't put on trousers. Our tradition is you don't do this. Our tradition is before you lead song, you must do this, do this, do this. Another person in another church, another denomination in the same Christendom we tell you this is our tradition different from the other. So how do you think these people can cope? They can't cope because they have different tradition in the same religion, in one religion. This is wrong. This is totally wrong. Music itself is an institute and is a ministry on its own. There will never be cooperation so long there is religion and traditions. The traditions in the religion is a problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, Apostle Nes live here in Nedu-Ville studio, still talking, and of course, we are here on the Prophetic Encounter Radio and doing it big time. And I hope you're learning something, because this is a message not just for Nigerians, but to the world. You get? Yeah, thank you so very much, Apostle Nes. There's a big discussion that is coming up shortly, and you already know, because Apostle Nes is part of us right here in Warri on the Fogmont unit. You know, he's one of us, and it is called The Money and the Music Minister. It's a controversial topic. It's as far as pastors, especially pastors and gospel music ministers is concerned, there's been a battle on this matter back to back, and we have not actually come to a compromise even until today. A lot of funny things happening. So I need you to sit back, and Apostle Nes, if we're going to talk about this or not, that means we will not end this session. I don't know whether we'll have a part 2 or a part 3 of this discussion. Honestly, let me just throw one or two questions. Of course, from your discussion, it is obvious that you expect that the music minister should be blessed, should be paid.
Definitely.
So why do you do that?
Okay, now, if you study the book of, I think there are different verses of the Bible that talked about tithing. Let me start from this aspect. I want to bring it.
Apostle Nes want to go somewhere.
I want to bring it.
Because swallow in this place. So.
If you go to the book of Numbers chapter 18, read from verse 1 down to the end, talking about the Levites. When you talk about tithes, I know many pastors they understood what I'm saying, but this is going to be a bit controversial. Tithe was naturally meant for Levites, not for pastors. If you study the Bible said when the children of Israel take 10 parts of their flocks and everything they give as tithe, then he said the tithe should be given to the children of Levi, which are in the sanctuary, serving, which are the instrumentalists, the singers, the sanctuary keepers, people who are taking care of the communion and all that, taking care of the sanctuary in general. These are the people the tithe is meant for. Now, the Bible said when the tithe is given to the Levites, they are meant to pay tithe from that tithe to the priest of that temple. But if you look at it, it has been substituted. The tithe now goes straight to the priest, which is contrary to the Bible first. Now, the Levites are the musicians. They are the singers. So let us bring that into the gospel music now. So long that tithe is not given to the gospel singers again as commanded by the Bible, what makes you think you can, just like the definition of this gospel artist and money issue of a thing is like a story between Esau and Jacob. Jacob took the birthright of Esau because of porridge. Now the pastors took the right of the musicians, of the children of Levi, the Levites. They took their right from them and nothing was given to them in reward at all. So even Esau and Jacob case was even better. In the sense that something was given and something was taken. But in this gospel artist, nothing was given, everything was taken. Which is very wrong, first, to start with. Now, secondly, now let us come to think of this. Music on its own is a ministry. It is not a preaching ministry. It is, like we said, music is a means of communication or expression and all that. Music is a ministry, is an industry on its own, separately. In fact, it's an institute on its own too. In the sense that it is another phase of the gospel entirely. Now, when it comes to the gospel, like me, let me use myself for example. When I was about to do my first album, I was not feeling fine. I had waist pain, serious waist pain. I was passing through pain then. And I was about to do music. Do you know that nobody gave me a dime? In as much I was saying I want to produce music. Nobody, because the songs at first, the first track was about 11 tracks, first album. Nobody gave me a dime. I struggled myself
and
in
there's
the studio.
No way you go to the studio and speak in tongues for free. You must pay money. You must pay session money.
When it comes to money, speaking in tongue is a criminal offense.
It's okay.
Yes. So when I got there, I could not pay the money at once because I was treating myself then. I paid half. Do you know that the producer embarrassed me because of money? The owner of the studio, because he used to contract people to come and work for him. Now he said the person he contracted is looking for the money, his money is full, not part payment. And I was insulted because of that. What was the reason? Money. Now, after passing through all this pain and my music, I finally bring it out. I had to pay to put it on all platforms. And now somebody heard the music and said, or hears the music and says they want to invite me for ministration. Are you expecting me to go and meet a keyboardist, a bassist, a drummer, backup singers, take them to your church, sing for you, and you tell me God bless you and I will come back? It's not possible. It should be for a price. Not just for a price. Looking at music itself, if you want to be 100% perfect in music, sir, the same way the pastor is in full-time ministry, that is how you must be in music. And the music must be your livelihood. If you don't take it that way, you can't be perfect. It's just like somebody doing fasting in the closet and somebody doing fasting in his workplace. Sir, the both of them are not the same. No matter how faithful you are, so long you are working, you'll be distracted. In part.
Yes, true.
That is how it is. The music ministers and money are same, because without money, there's nothing you can do in the music industry. Definitely nothing.
That's the high point. You can't almost separate music from money.
Never.
Money and music. No wonder the both of them starts with N. Music and money, because like it or leave it, you can't go to the studio to speak in tongues. Even to put your songs and your videos on the TV stations, right now, you have to spend money.
Okay, now look at the radio. Sorry to cut it short. I went to the radio station and they asked me to pay some huge amount of money. I left there, then I went to Port Harcourt at DBS. I went to DBS. They told me that they love to play my video, but first I should go and do a higher and a quality video making, which will cost me
money.
At least 11 million naira for for just a track. Then after that, I will bring it and pay them. Then they will display it. So I will speak in tongues and the money will come from heaven.
Now,
it's not possible.
Apostle Nes, let me ask you now. In the secular world, they seem to have sponsors. You just see a company will just come and sponsor, you, Apostle Nes, you're doing well, you have this gift, you have this talent. We are coming in from this angle to see how we can project you. They do this with a sense of business. They know that when they push you to the world and you make a whole lot more, then of course you guys will go on this contract, this deal, where the company gets XYZ and you get it. We seem to have sponsors to, secular. Let's still call them secular artists now. So that now, why do you think we're not getting this same kind of people in the church?
Sorry.
I mean, to project the gospel. The gospel is what is supposed to be projected even more.
Yeah, like they said, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step.
Okay.
I will still point back again to religion once again. I'm sorry, I know I'm going somewhere. In the secular, as they called it, the people are willing and they have the trust for each other. The secular is supposed to be a place where there's no trust. And the church is supposed to be a place where there's trust. But when we come to realize that in the gospel aspect, in the Christendom, trust is 10%, while in the secular, trust is 90%. Why is it like that? The reason is simply because of religion. Number one, religion. Number two, the mind is not free. I'm sorry to say. There are people who don't have free mind. I'm coming from two parts. Even the gospel artists, I'm going to hit some too. And I'm still going to hit myself. Because we are making correction on things here. So first of all, the gospel ministers, most of them sees the good singers as threat. Yes. They see them as threat. Why the pastors are still retaining some of these singers is because there's no other person better than them yet. Once they see anybody better, they will kick you off instantly without any remorse. Without looking at the years that you have spent with them. And there are some pastors too, once you stay with them for like 10 years and know some things about them, they don't want people who know things about them to be around them. They will chase you out without a cause. These are some of the reasons why when they see that you want to grow, they will weigh some things. They will look into it. What am I going to benefit from this singer? If I push him, if I support him, tomorrow will be a big man, he will be a billionaire, he will be known all over the places. What will be my benefit? Once they calculate it from their own wisdom or perspective and discover that they might not get anything, they won't push you. Does it mean you are doing good for instant reward from the same person? This is the wrong thought. The secular, they will do it for you. Some of them will not even look at the gain.
Yes.
They won't look at the gain. But in the gospel, they will look for the gain first, at the gain. Will you remain in this church with me? It will definitely leave by the time you get to this point. One,
Yes.
you will not understand. I've worked with prophets, I've worked with pastors, with bishops, I've even served the Reverend Father. Some people, once they see that you know some certain secret about them, they don't want to project you. Because they are afraid that if anything happens tomorrow, you will be the one to carry the information, which is wrong. A guilty conscience is not always at rest. Now, let me come to the gospel singers. There are some gospel singers, their attitude is annoying. Very, very annoying. They don't have manner. Some are in manner. In the sense that a person that is looking for support or assistance, there's this level of humility that must be in you. If you don't have up to that level or that quality, I tell you the truth, everybody will give you a chance. They will see you as a proud person, one. Two, they will see you as somebody that you want to use them. You are not ready to give, you are just ready to take. Are you getting it? So in as much as you are even corny, why not pretend? Serve faithfully. Let your pretense be in true service. Get what you want, then live in peace. Instead of the arrogance, yet you had nothing. If somebody who had nothing can be proud, what about when he have a lot?
Yes.
The person will be more wicked and dangerous to the society and even to the body of Christ. So therefore, as an artist also, because this is me, I'm an artist, I'm talking to myself now too. Apostle Nes, as an artist, your attitude matters a lot. Let me use it this way. Let me phrase it this way. Your attitude towards other ministers, your mindset. Look, as an artist, what you should know is that you are not religious. No gospel artist is religious. Because if you are religious, you will restrict some people in the sense that in that same religion, there are different traditions. So if you are religious, you must be ready to be on one tradition and forsake one. And if you do that, you have problem. In the sense that you can't go global. Because all the churches all over the world, they don't work with the same tradition. So don't be religious so that you can be global.
Ladies and gentlemen, Apostle Nes in the building. Yes. We have learned a whole lot. This is music according to Apostle Nes. You know, we're definitely having a lot of other artists who will be coming to Nedu-Ville studio to have this interview with us, and of course you'll be hearing different things back to back, you know, so that you can learn, you can grow, and then these things can begin to shape in the things that we do in our society, in our churches, and around the world. We thank you so much, Apostle Nes,
Thank you, sir.
for your
My
time
pleasure.
today. Thank you for being in Nedu-Ville studio, and thank you for sharing your thoughts, and we look forward to having you as soon as possible again on this same platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
ladies
sir.
and gentlemen. It's Apostle Nes.
Thank you for listening to the Celebrated Con brought to you by Nedu-Ville Studio, Warri, Nigeria, and the Prophetic Encounter Radio, New York City. For inquiries or more information, please contact us on Facebook at Nedu-Ville Studio or the Prophetic Encounter Radio, on Instagram at Nedu-Sings or the Prophetic Encounter Radio.